Welcome back. This is still TV3Newday. Now, before I went away right after sports, I asked you, how much do you know about online trading, bitcoins, and cryptocurrency? Is it even legal? And if you have been involved in it, how are you faring? Is it advantageous? What can we do as a country to regulate it? Because I'm told that those who dealing it so far do it in a decentralized manner, because yes, it is not controlled from the top as you would have it by the Bank of Ghana as at yet. But I have the expert right here in studio this morning. He is a corporate commercial lawyer. Reason we have brought him to expatiate on this cryptocurrency trading online. Christian Lebret Malm Hesse Esquire is my guest this morning, and I already mentioned he's a corporate commercial lawyer. Just about the right person to break all of this down for us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
and
Cookie.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
I heard the good news. Was it Friday or Saturday? The opening
Friday.
of your Friday. Why didn't you invite us though?
Oh, I invited.
I didn't get the invitation. I would have been there.
I'm so sorry. Johnny was the MC.
He told us.
Yeah,
he told
our new
us.
office at airport.
Yeah,
sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
On that one. I have to come through.
Definitely.
I will come through. Now, all of us are about to receive some good education this morning. First time I heard about cryptocurrency was actually in a movie last year during lockdown. When I had a bit of time at home, that's the first time I heard about cryptocurrency. And I was wondering, what is cryptocurrency? And then later on, bitcoins came. And I think there was a time where I think something happened in the world of bitcoins. They said they were losing money and all that. I mean, typically, all of it is online trading. But tell us this morning, explain to those of us who are watching this morning who do not even know what cryptocurrency, bitcoins, or even online trading is all about.
Yeah, I mean, cryptocurrency is not so much of a complicated thing. Okay. It is a virtual currency that are used to trade online, between users on the internet as a means of value of exchange. Now, it is believed that one guy with a pseudonym Nakatoshi is the one, whether it's an individual or a group of persons, brought out this particular protocol. Now, sometime 2008, 2009. Okay. Now, this protocol meant that it was an open source. When we say open source in IT, it means that it does not come with proprietary rights. It's more of a free programming language, and it is in the C++ language. Now,
when you say C++, I'm sorry.
So C++, it's a kind of coding language.
Okay.
You know, there are various kinds of coding language, but C++ happens to be one of the coding languages, and the protocol comes out.
Just like it is in the word encrypted.
Yes.
Oh, so codes are used for all these transactions so that the normal person will not be able to understand, or anybody else will not be able to decode them. Is that what it is?
No, so behind the machine, the language that is used to program it is what is the C++. So on the interface, you just see the normal transaction in the interface happening.
I see, but behind the scenes,
yeah,
it's
just like any other computer software. You know, behind it is a certain programming language used, but on the interface you are able to read in the normal way. Okay. You know, so that's how it evolved. Okay. Now, first transactions were recorded, and it works on what we call the blockchain. Yeah. So the blockchain is a unit of computers, and it operates in a system of accounting ledgers that have every transaction that takes place, it's got it recorded on all the ledgers. So it has a historical value of whatever transaction has taken place, you know, with whatever you trade. Okay. Yeah.
So if I heard you right, the first time worldwide it was heard of was in 2003, 2008?
No, 2008, 2009.
Okay, 2008, 2009. But here in Ghana, when did it arrive in our ecosystem?
It is not recorded yet. Okay. You know, Ghana, we don't have it is not recorded yet, and it is not as if you have a primary source or document that would show. Just as we have we could say that COVID came to Ghana this time around.
Yes.
I mean, but the interesting thing about it is that it is a global phenomenon, and it permeates every boundary, every jurisdiction. And that's what makes it more interesting for our Securities and Exchange Commission and Bank of Ghana to have a closer look at it and see how best they can regulate it. Because when this thing all started, most governments were frowning on it. They were perverse, and they were not interested in having it compete with fiat currency.
Okay.
Fiat currency is currency backed by government, you know, and normally the central bank issues monetary policy on how the fiscal regime of such fiat currency should be traded in a certain economy. Again, with the cryptocurrency, there is the absence of a central bank to issue monetary policies or fiscal policies thereof. There is also the absence of financial intermediaries. Basically, the fulcrum of these cryptocurrencies is hinged on what the people we call, or the particular factors we call miners. You know, so as a result of their engagements, they bring out these bitcoins. Now, it is very interesting to know that at the forefront of the cryptocurrency evolution was what we call the Bitcoin. And it got to a stage where the transaction per second, you could record 6 transactions at a time. But a lot of these developers believe that we either needed to open up the space that's per block in order to have the system run very faster, to have a lot of transactions within a second, or we needed to create further blocks. And as a result of that, there was no compromise in the technological progression of it. So there came what we call the Great Fork during the technological evolution. And as a result of that, there came Litecoin, Peercoin, Ethereum, and all the other kind of cryptocurrencies that we have come to know. But my interest in all of this cryptocurrency evolution is, as somebody interested in corporate commercial law, I look at it in the sense that, I mean, how is Securities and Exchange Commission and Bank of Ghana?
Okay. Before you even get there, I'm sure there are people out there who are a little confused. Not too many people are tech savvy. So let me ask this question. This whole Bitcoin cryptocurrency trade, it's only online. It's only available only online.
Yeah, it's online. So you have we have wallet providers.
Okay.
Now, wallet providers in the ecosystem,
just like how you would have money on your Momo wallet.
Yes, just like you have money on your Momo wallet.
Okay.
These group of persons or companies render services to individuals or traders who want to trade in Bitcoin. So by that they create their companies that have websites or interfaces.
Right.
Now, what happens is that they open an account for you and they connect you to the blockchain, so that they are a medium within which you connect to it. So you have your password, you have your password and all of that for verification and all of that. Now, the problem with some of these things is that it is prone to hacking and all of that. And some of these things, or the cyber fraud that affects the ecosystem, is what causes the volatility in cryptocurrency trading. Okay. That's how come sometimes when you hear some of the experts speaking, they say that the cryptocurrency area, it's not so certain. And that is how come they are averse in allowing their citizenry to engage in that or legalizing it for further trading.
Okay, so let me ask. Physical cash, as we all know, is legal tender.
Yes.
You can buy anything anywhere with it, of course, physically, not online. But with cryptocurrency, is it also legal tender online? If, let's just say I have $10,000 in cryptocurrency, can I lift that amount of money to buy something elsewhere in the world? Does it work that way? Or it's in a form of investments that I'm keeping somewhere that I can actually cash sometime? Is it possible?
Yes, the two things you have mentioned, they are all right. Okay. I'll start with the first question.
Right.
The first thing is that with the cryptocurrency, we have, aside the wallet providers, we also have exchanges.
Okay.
So they deal with, and all these are stakeholders in the industry.
Right.
They deal with buying and selling of the cryptocurrency. Now, you could just go to a vendor and they have an exchange rate for it. Now, and most of these mobile money vendors are doing it.
Yeah.
So you want to buy something, you don't have cash, just like you do with a Momo.
Yeah.
And then at the exchange rate, they'll convert it and give you fiat currency, which is cedi.
Cedi.
You understand? So if all of these things are going on, what is the regulatory regime saying? But we'll go there.
Exactly. So that was the question I was going to ask. Even before we go to what regulators are doing, some people say it's illegal. Is it correct?
Now, in my numerous articles, one of the points I argued out was that if you look at, I started from the common law position at the Supreme Court of the United States of America.
Right.
And then I looked at the case of Securities and Exchange Commission of the U.S. versus J. Hoey. Now, in it came out with a certain test which was known as, or which became known as the Hoey test, and said that, I mean, if there is a contract, transaction, or a scheme where one involves himself by investing into a common enterprise with the expectation to make returns, then we can say that that is a security.
Okay.
And with that, the U.S. authorities realized that people were evading that particular definition of security. So there came a revised test, which is known as the Knight test. It was a case between Chesprin and Knight.
Okay.
Now, that one sought to emphasize on substance over form, to say that now, when we are looking at what a security is, we will not necessarily based on the Hoey test, just as I mentioned. And the Hoey test, some of the elements that we look out are, number one, we look out for whether or not there is a scheme, or there's a contract, or there's a transaction. We also look at whether or not there's a common enterprise. And then in the common enterprise, there's also what we call the horizontal commonality and the vertical commonality. I'll not bore viewers with all of those intricacies, but it basically looks at how investors, the pool of investors, and how their funds are traded over, you know. And then we also look at whether, at the end of the day, there's a third party who gives you a representation for you to have expected returns of profit. Now, having looked at all of this and juxtaposing it to the Securities and Industries Act in 2016, it tells us that if you look at the definition of securities and come all the way down to, it deals with loans, bonds, derivatives, which includes commodities, futures, and all of those things. You realize that if you look at what a derivative is, a derivative is an instrument which has its characteristics and values dependent on underlying assets, such as commodities. You know, commodities deals with grains. We have commodities for the drinkables, we have commodities for agriculture and all of that. So we have commodities, and then we have equity and all of that, you know. So it takes the derivative instrument takes its value and characteristics from underlying asset. And cryptocurrency or Bitcoin exhibits that particular characteristic. So from the common law definition all the way to the statutory definition, it is well concluded that the cryptocurrency is a security. So by that,
it must be regulated.
Anybody who deals in that is trading. And therefore, it must be regulated. So you have a number of jurisdictions have come up with regulations. You look at the Swiss Securities and Exchange Commission, sometime in 2017, they came out with strong or strict regulations to guide the industry as to what to be done and what ought not to be done. If you also go to the US, you have about 4 institutions that also came up. That's the US Securities and Exchange Commission. You also have their Commodities Futures Trading and Exchange Commission. You also have the Federal Resources.
You can go on and on and on and on. Of course, he's a lawyer, so he's got his stuff together. But joining us again this morning is Atu Benti Ainchil. That's correct? Yes. Did I get it right? Yes. Okay, now he is a trader. Yes, cryptocurrency, yes, bitcoins and all of that. Yes, so you are the man we've been looking for. You are the practical person that we want to talk to this morning. First of all, when first did you hear about bitcoins and cryptocurrency?
Okay, I heard about Bitcoin at 9 years ago.
9 years?
Yeah, and then we were a bit skeptical about it. We were afraid to join. So just a few of the Ghanaians that researched about it saw the power it had.
When you say researched about it, what did you research? Online, asking friends around?
Yes, and then it was being used for many things. We could hear the fancy things about it. When I say fancy, I mean you could send money without being traced, where it could whoever sent it, however you were receiving it. It built anonymous. As much as over that time, as much as 50,000. You could send
like $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah. You can send like $1 million.
Yes.
It cannot be traced anywhere.
It cannot be traced.
You don't pay commissions whatsoever.
You pay commissions.
You pay commissions.
Yeah, the blockchains are in now to protect those using the Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yeah, but then that kind of power it has, it's like taking power from the government and giving it to the people.
Did you in the beginning feel that it was safe?
Okay, initially
Did you think you
it wasn't.
Lose money?
Yes.
You thought you could. You thought you could lose money.
Yes, but the fun of it, investing small and then getting bigger at the end, as long as you could wait, it made sense.
So wait, I know about fixed deposits. Of course, you probably put your money down for 60 days, 90 days, 180 or 360 days, and then you get your returns. Is it the same with the cryptocurrency?
No, it depends on the market capital.
Okay.
How many people are pushing money into it. Yeah, so the more it's being hyped, the more it goes.
So how much money did you start with?
Okay, so I started with as low as $20. Okay. Yes, I started as low as $20. And those times, we're not taking it serious. You could be putting your cryptos in any wallet and be forgetting about them years to come. So people started having notice when the prices started changing and shooting up. Okay. Yes. And then you cannot compare it to the fixed deposits because over the period of 11 years, it has risen almost about a lot of percentage.
Are you serious? And then over 100%?
1,000.
1,000? Oh, so it means that you who started with $20 9 years ago, if it's over 1,000%, now you have like what, $2,000?
At least $20,000 rather. If I'm correct. Yeah.
Yes, so back to you, lawyer. What's the regulation like right now? The Securities and Exchange Commission is not regulating this trade at all at the moment?
It's not regulating it.
It's not regulating
it. I'm currently working on an article where I am analyzing the regulations brought out between the Swiss Securities Exchange Commission and that of the United States, and see how we can adopt it in Ghana.
What will be the advantages of regulating this online trading?
The advantages is that you have exchanges who are doing buying and selling. Why won't you regulate them? Number one, in order to make money from licensures. Number two, you have laws on anti-money laundering, and a lot of these criminal so-called are laundering money through Bitcoin because Bitcoin or cryptocurrency allows for anonymity. they use a lot of pseudonyms.
Yeah.
So it is difficult for
you to trace
anything.
Now, Cuba this year is the second country to have accepted cryptocurrency as legal tender. They are the second country that I know of. But Ghana is also now trying to introduce it into our community, if I can put it that way, or our ecosystem to accept it as legal tender. What's your take on that?
What I gathered from Bank of Ghana is they are introducing a digital currency. That is the e-currency. E-currency.
Okay.
And the e-currency, even though it's a digital currency, it relates to the cedi.
Right.
It relates to the cedi. But the broader conversation is what is happening to the cryptocurrency industry. The e-currency is a very good idea. It is more of a counter proposal policy to the cryptocurrency industry, but it does not solve it.
Unfortunately, we do not have time. I'm sure we'll have a part 2 of this conversation because we haven't exhausted anything at all. I want to get into your mind as to why you're advocating for the ecosystem to be regulated. I'm sure we'll have a part 2 of this discussion. He is a corporate commercial lawyer, Christian Lebred Mal Mahesi Esquire. He joined me this morning, as well as Atul Benchi Angel. He's also been trading with cryptocurrency for over how many years? 9 years. We'll get into this conversation again some other time. This is still TV3 New Day. Stay tuned. We have a lot more for you.